back to my channel for a modern take on the 60s French icon Brigitte Bardot. This video is in partnership with Revlon as part of the Revlon Tirage for 2019, and if you have been on my channel for a while, you know how much I love bringing you guys seasonal trends with Revlon on my channel. So today's trend report is all about jewel tones, so think gemstone shades to the eyes or the lips, or you can do both. For this video, I thought it would be fun to revisit the very classic Brigitte look, except I am bringing in a little bit more color with the deep amethyst to my eyes to match my own little tie scarf I have here. And to do this, I'm using an awesome new product. So these are the So Fierce vinyl eyeliners from Revlon, and they come in 5 different shades. I really think you guys are gonna love these liners because they're just super rich and easy to use, like very creamy. So the shade that I used is Powerful Plum, but this liner also comes in Forces Steel, Mighty Mocha, Righteous Rum, Midnight Mystery. So other than the pop of color I added, I did keep it pretty true to my recreation photo here and finished off with a nude lip combo. So I used the Revlon Super Lustrous lipsticks in so many of my tutorials, and I used the shade Champagne on Ice today and then topped it off with the Revlon Super Lustrous lip gloss in the shade Snow Pink. Very wearable nude. So I hope you guys enjoy this look. If you do, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more pop culture videos every week. And let me know in the comments if you prefer when I wear a wig and change my eye color, or, you know, do it a little bit more as myself. I would love to know because I would definitely wear this look as is to a party. 60s are definitely my favorite to draw inspiration from, and let's get started. I'm starting by prepping the skin with the Revlon PhotoReady Rose Glow Hydrating and Illuminating Primer. This has beads in it, so you warm up the product in your hands to melt them and then pat over the skin. And foundation, I'm using just a pump of the Revlon ColorStay makeup in the shade Buff. This is a great shade for my natural skin tone. I do have self-tanner up to my neck, if you can tell, so I will be bronzing later to match that, but look how nicely this foundation just covered those red blemishes. It's a very easily blendable foundation, so right now my skin is looking pretty clear minus some redness, so I'm using this minimally all over and then building where I need to, and the overall look is very natural by just adjusting the coverage of the foundation as I go. And I just got a new camera, so hopefully you can see how nice this foundation looks even up close. And since we already got great coverage from the foundation, I'm using the Revlon ColorStay Full Coverage Concealer in Vanilla for more of a highlight, just to brighten up the chin, jawline a bit, and then up the cheekbones. This is long wear, it works great under your eyes or on blemishes, blends beautifully into the foundation, but you could always use it alone as well. And this skin look is definitely one I wear in person. It's a combo that looks really nice in natural light and not just under my ring light. As always, I'm setting minimally with the Revlon PhotoReady Translucent Finisher. I finally got a new one after hitting pan. And then to bronze up the skin and give some dimension to the cheekbones and jawline, I'm using the Revlon PhotoReady Insta-sculpt Contouring Palette. I'm taking the bronzer and contour and I mix the shades together, and I'm creating a contour cheek look. To make the bronzer not so much like a sculpted Kim K look, but a bit more natural looking, I like to speckle the bronzer around the face lightly so there isn't such a contrast between the light and dark, and some natural variation to the skin. For the nose contour, I did want to give more of a straight, sharp nose instead of rounded. I'm not trying to look exactly like Brigitte in this video, but a lot of my other 60s looks are very doll-like with really rounded features, and Brigitte's vibe is more mature and sultry while still having the cute aspects of the bows and the polka dots in the styling. For blush, I love this Mauvulous Revlon Powder Blush shade. I'm keeping with the lightweight feel on the skin, so it's powdery soft, and I used barely any color, but it is buildable, and Revlon has a new and improved formula with these and an expanded shade range, so lots of options. And I'm going back to the Insta-sculpt contouring palette. I'm using the highlight on the cheekbones very subtly, and I wanted a tiny bit of glow, but to keep the skin mostly matte. Then I do love a nose highlight, so I added a little dot on the tip as well as like a little line where the bridge is. I don't like to add too much highlight fully across the tip. I find it kind of enhances the width, so I keep the dot quite small. And I have some big old bangs, but that doesn't mean I'm skipping out on brows. I'm using the Revlon ColorStay Brow Creator in Soft Brown, and if you like a precise applicator and a powder, this is awesome because you can go back and forth between the two and blend in with a spoolie. For this look, I kept the brows natural and a bit rounded, and moving on to the eyes. Using the Revlon PhotoReady Eye Contour Kit in Eclectic, I'm working with the shimmering jewel tones. First, a pastel purple to the inner portion of the lid. Then I'm taking the top shade, a muted gold, to the inner corner. And then I switched over to the Metropolitan palette to bring in this neutral pinky champagne to the center of the lid. If you want to keep it more like the inspiration photo, you can just go with the champagne all over the lid, but I love the jewel tone trend incorporated with this look, and coming up we will add the gemstone shade eyeliner. This next step will look a little odd at first, but it will come together. So I'm using a deep matte brown and I'm deepening up my inner crease, and then I'm fading onto the lower lid. Then with a light matte shade, bring the brow bone forward. We're creating more of a deep set eye with this, and I'm personally cutting down some of the roundness of the eye so that the focus will be on the sultry liner. Still using the Eclectic shadows, I took the bright purple under the bottom lash line. This purple makes any eye color sparkle, whether that's blue, green, or brown. And then with the deep brown again, I'm adding more of a liner close to the lash line. The shadows formula are safe for even sensitive eyes, and you can use them wet or dry. I used them dry and I got the pigment I needed. And now to really make this very Brigitte, we are using the Revlon So Fierce Vinyl Eyeliner in Powerful Plum. So I usually go for a liquid liner for this step, which I know can be a little bit tricky, and if you mess it up, it's like very hard to fix. But this pencil liner gives the look of a lacquered liquid liner with the ease of a pencil. It's really creamy and glides on. It's easy to have precision here, and it is long wear, so if you do wear this to a party, you won't have to be worrying about touching it up. And the shape of the liner is going to be pretty thick so that when the eye is open, most of the outer lid is dark. And right on the lash line, I deepened up with the shade Midnight Mystery, and I was having fun with these liners, so I switched it up again and I used Mighty Mocha on the bottom lash line. I went with a subtle take on the jewel tones trend, but you can try sapphire, ruby, emerald, or amethyst in the eyeliner or shadows, or even rock a ruby lip to bring in more rich shades. Finally, finishing off with Revlon So Fierce Mascara. This is smudge proof, I wore it all day and it didn't flake off. And there are 3 glossy shades in this mascara, which is pretty cool. You can choose from Black is Black, Black, and Black and Brown. It's lengthening, so you can see that on my bottom lashes, and then I just went with a really light coat on my top lashes. I'm lining my lips with the Revlon ColorStay lip liner. Some Brigitte looks are super overlined, and then the one I'm going off of was still pretty natural, but I am extending the upper lip to be wider than my bottom lip. And I had a lot of different shades of the cult classic lipstick to go through and pick for this look. I decided to go with Champagne on Ice, and on me this is a peachy nude, and it has a moisturizing feel infused with vitamin E and avocado oil. There's a lot of different shades and finishes in these lipsticks, as you guys have seen in many of my videos. I love the Matte is Everything collection. This one is a little bit more sheer and has sparkle to it. And if you're a gloss girl, finish with Revlon Super Lustrous Gloss in the shade Snow Pink. This is one of their lightest shades, and I love these on their own too. They have a very soft, shiny, natural finish and are not a thick, sticky gloss. The applicator is also a bit oversized, which is great for getting even coverage, and they come in 12 super shiny shades, and I just love this look. I think it gives a lot of drama, like an Instagram style of makeup, but it's still very wearable and easy to achieve. And then to complete the look, of course, I'm bringing in some teasing. I'm starting to backcomb at the crown all the way to my hairline. Then I'm pinning backwards into a soft, slightly messy poof. And then some big old bangs. These are clip-ins, and they're a little too big. I mean, it depends on what Brigitte look that you want to go for. Sometimes they were full like this, but other times they were a bit more subdued, but I'm just working with the faux bangs I had, and then I'm styling with a big curling wand and having them so they kind of part in the center with some volume. Added some loose curls through the length and kind of teased them, and then we have big bangs, bold liner, and I added a vintage shirt with a polka dot tie scarf, and that's the Brigitte inspired look with a pop of purple for a fun twist.
I gotta tell you something I could do. I could be running or I'm chasing you, but I won't, 'cause I got better things to do. that spent my precious time.
I hope you enjoyed this Brigitte Bardot look with a pop of purple, and if you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more pop culture videos. If you don't have the bell notification on, make sure you do that, and underneath the description you might see that I have merch now, so if you want to check that out, I would love to see you in it. And if you ever try out a look or you're wearing my merch, be sure to tag me on Instagram or Twitter because I love featuring you in my videos. So here's a look at some of my favorite pictures. Also, be sure to check out my vlog channel. If you didn't know, I do have one, and I upload more personal stuff on there as well as travel vlogs, so hopefully you'll check it out, and I will see you guys in my next tutorial.